Hello, it's us. Hello. It's me, SciFiAIguy, and it's SciFiAIguy Plays with me, with Justin.
Hello.
And we're back playing Braid. Justin, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad, actually. I think because despite today's heat, it hasn't baked into the house yet.
Yeah, okay.
So a day inside has been a reprieve, and every time I've opened the front door to the blast furnace of the world outside, it's made me appreciate that being a student during the week at the moment means I can just hide. I can just hide inside from the world, and it's pretty good. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I'm moving offices. Just within Flinders itself, I'm just being shuffled around because Screen and Media is being popped into where I've got my current office.
Right.
So I'm moving even deeper into the labyrinth. It's very House of Leaves, actually. But it means that I can trace a route that I can get to this deeper spot without seeing the sun. Or without being in direct sunlight and direct air from the outside world, which is pretty nice.
Now, what is that House of Leaves reference? Because I don't get it.
Oh, House of Leaves is a horror book that, I mean, the author ostensibly treats it as a love story, and I go, I can see that. But it's a book. It's about a haunted house, ostensibly, but it is a meta narrative. There are several narratives nested within narratives, and the typography of the book itself becomes labyrinthine over time.
Ooh.
I should lend it to you because it's amazing. When I read it several years ago, I thought I was losing it. It is so unsettling.
That sounds very fun as an experience. I should not be lent books.
Okay.
Just as a rule in life. I am bad at being lent books.
Sure.
But it sounds like a very pleasing book.
I recommend it for some reason.
Pleasing is the wrong word. It sounds like a book.
For a reason that is not explained in the book, the word house, every instance of the word house is blue. It's just weird shit like that. And I say it's about a haunted house story because that's how I've heard someone else describe it. But it's not haunted in the sense of like old spooky ghosts and jump scares. It starts with something that I think is called the 5.5 meter hallway, which is larger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Okay.
They just find spatial disparities within their home, and it just gets worse from there.
That sounds very pleasing.
It's a very good book. It's very heavy. Do not get it on Audible or Kindle. Well, I haven't checked those mediums, but like the typography is so crucial to it. Anyway,
I wonder how they would do that in an audio medium if they have found. Now I do want to get it on some sort of audio platform.
Yeah, and then we could like have a book club meeting about what we think about X, and then find out the hard way how it was represented in each version of the text.
Well, Twitch and Audible are both owned by Amazon, so it can be a lovely.
That's true.
Integrated media experience.
And if you've got a Twitch Prime subscription, feel free to chuck it here. No pressure, because there's not a lot of rewards at the moment, but I am going to be commissioning an artist that we know to do an emote and some cool stuff like that. So
the reward
fun
is
times. Oh yeah, the rewards are self-evident, but those are free.
Yes.
Right? You know, if you want to chuck me a bit of cash, that's fine. Because what you're effectively doing if you've got a Twitch Prime subscription is ripping that cash out of Bezos's pocket and into mine.
I should do this before we change
Foley.
screens.
We want this on. Let me just move the keyboard out of the way.
It's been quite a bit of time.
Oh my, a month? I feel like it's been a month. Yeah.
I feel like we need to, I mean, people watching this stream live will understand that it has been a month because it has been a month physically.
It's true, yeah.
But you might watch these back to back on YouTube.
It will be part 2 in a,
Yeah.
Because we've only done this once so far. We've only played Braid once.
I'm drinking a Trappist
Fancy
brew.
looking beer, yeah.
Made by monks. It'll be great. I'm going to try...
Like Frangelico?
Yes, exactly like
Frangelico.
I'm going to try and... How do I do it for the mic? No.
That was
sort of crisp.
Yeah, now it's... Oh, that smells good.
It does smell good.
You know what it is as well? It's been warm outside, and so the smell of beer after warmth...
I didn't want to have it make a noise because I realized that having it make a noise is probably also the noise of it splashing on the microphone keyboard and assorted items on the desk in front of us.
Look, there are tissues over there.
Yes, it's true. And you keep a very clean workspace, but...
Yeah. I did a lot of tidying this year.
Very pleasing.
All right, well...
Ooh, that does smell lovely. And light. I think that's what that's supposed to mean. Let's play some Braid.
Yeah, let's play some Braid.
How far through did we get? Because I might need a refresher.
So, if we have a look here on the screen, let's see if... Oh, that music. Yeah, this game sounds amazing.
That was all bubbles.
Yeah, so we are, I think, in the third world.
Okay.
Third or fourth, because there's like two. There's another one that's been lit up in the corner.
Yeah. So we have been to 3 of these worlds.
Yeah.
But there is also a world 1 that we haven't uncovered yet.
Oh, of course, yes. So we started.
So we've been in worlds 2, 3, and 4, I believe.
That's right. Movement is so slow in this, and we're pretty sure
the whole game appears to be slightly laggy, and I'm not sure if it's just running slowly on your computer or if it is genuinely a slow kind of laggy game.
This game is so old. It's preposterous to me, unless it's poorly optimized, right? Like, unless there's an issue. I don't know. I don't know enough about games. We've got some of these pieces. We've been in here, World 4.
This house has aching bones. It's why it's so slow. Oh, we haven't done this puzzle.
No, we haven't touched this.
Why don't we start it?
Yeah. This seems like a strong play. You got a face here. You know?
I reckon that one... Oh, these are all edge pieces.
Oh.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, no.
No.
Straight edging. Okay. I think based on the perspective, this looks...
I don't think straight edging is appropriate.
What's inappropriate? The idea of straight people edging, or the idea of straight edge people edging? Which is it? Okay, all right.
Both.
You know.
Let's go to the 4th world and move swiftly on. Welcome, by the way, to folks in chat. We have an Inspector Me, we have a Good Brown Boy.
Welcome, everybody. As indeed we all agree, I think, you know, I just want to take a moment for you all to appreciate this social message. That it is important to legalize armadillos because we need to regulate and tax them for revenue. I think we're all in agreement here. We don't need to go into any more detail.
I should probably change screens.
I should probably change
so that we can see the game.
Yes.
Yes,
Justin. Right.
I definitely think that. Yeah.
We've done the readings on these. Oh, the holiday meal.
Yes. So he was traveling to university. Because he's a,
He's a student.
He's a student. Of course, he's a student.
Well, look at that outfit. He looks so studious. I mean, that's also because he's wearing, you know, a formal attire, but is very small.
I mean, he's a student, but he's clearly a member of the Young Liberals.
So
let's refresh ourselves.
Oh man, we gave up. We gave up wholesale on this one.
Yeah, I think we got through some
because of
puzzles.
This shit, right?
Yeah, we got through some puzzles, but...
Oh, yeah, so because we got the puzzle piece up there.
Yeah, we got the puzzle piece up there, we just didn't get the middle puzzle piece.
Let's go back to the...
We discovered that we can't go back to the start of the... Hang on. Oh yeah, we can choose the levels in here, can't we?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we figured that out on screen or off screen right afterwards.
We were here and you had put in so much work and then you realised you'd goosed it and that's when we closed it.
Yes.
I mean, that was near the end of the stream anyway, but okay, so...
Yes.
we got...
I do have a crisp Trappist ale. It is lovely. I'm sorry you missed the Foley.
Trappist.
Good Round Boy. It was with a bottle opener, so it was a very different experience.
I really do think that Foley is going to end up being the
I've
first
made a
emote.
Strong campaign for it.
The thing is, it's versatile.
Yeah.
Because if you see somebody cracking open a can or just see alcohol on somebody else's stream, you could be popping that emote, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a value get for our noble viewers, the chatbots, which is the name they decided. I'm pretty sure.
So we figured out that basically you need to
kill them in order.
Yeah.
Kill them in a specific order. This one. So it's about killing them left to right, right?
Yeah.
Or having them die left to right.
It's very difficult, I think.
So,
in my humble
at first
opinion.
blush, those 3 on the left are the ones.
Why don't you try getting through as much of it as possible? Because it's a trial and error thing, isn't it?
Yeah. The music
is very.
So, you mentioned to me in the group chat where the group is just you and me.
Okay, so in our chat, that's the 2 of us.
Yes. You mentioned that you felt a bit better about this game.
Yeah.
Or you were a little warmer on it, I think. Do you recall what that thought process was? I'm just curious. Okay, so we actually want to get that top one first.
I'm interested in. It would have been sometime in the last month, so I'm not quite sure which what I would have said, but
I thought it was today. Have I misremembered your text?
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't necessarily saying that I am... I'm not keen necessarily on the themes we discussed last time. For those that missed our last stream, we discussed the history of certain political messages by the creator of this game, Jonathan Blow, who also created The Witness.
Yep.
And we spent a lot of the last stream ranting about his views on what he believed to be women's biological disinterest in STEM fields.
Which, if you want that content, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
You might have just watched it.
But I guess what I was interested in today was like partially having already established that context. It's very nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah, having already established that context. How are you feeling about this level, by the way?
I'm just trying to think about. So I'm thinking of following this dude at the top and killing them. Oh, but then I've got to retraverse. This is the problem. I've got to figure out what the final journey is, right?
Yeah.
And the final journey involves doing that jump again. But I think bringing the one that I just jumped on and killed, I think bringing that one back to life is fine because I have to retraverse this jump.
It's interesting the two ways the two of us... I'll get back to the point I was making in a second.
Yeah.
But it's interesting the ways the two of us approach problems. I feel that I often would approach this sort of thing by simply playing with the mechanics until I get a solution.
Yeah.
And I may never come to a complete understanding of exactly how the mechanics worked.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like it is more important to you, and correct me if I'm wrong, to have like a full understanding of why the thing worked, not just that it worked.
I much prefer to know why. Yeah. In fact, if I solve it depends, right? So sometimes you will get those sort of closed box adventure game puzzles, like a little gating puzzle, or there are puzzles in Myst that are like this, where you just sort of click around, and you have to learn how it works by clicking around, and then you'll just have got it, and it's like, oh, okay, and then you just move on. But there's no way to go back and check the work from there, and at that point I'm just trying to, thrust forward anyway. Whereas something like this, I'm presented what the problem is at the start.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah. I'm very much in the fuck around and find out category.
Yeah. Which is valid.
I guess I was very interested in today's gameplay from the perspective of... see, this is interesting.
Okay, so I can kill... If I kill this one here... This is fine. I kill this one here. You have to get it right. Because I'm going to kill the other one up top.
Okay.
I think that's... Oh, but how do I get up top? Oh, shit. Because where did I kill you? Can I climb the ladder at all? If I can't climb the ladder at all, then I've goosed it. I don't think
This was part of the problem I had last time.
Okay, alright, cool. So now we know that I can't start with that one. Interesting. Okay, so which one would I like to start with? So the closest one is the one up just above me, which is very frustrating. Oh no, but there's a ladder down there. Oh no, but then I still have to come back this way.
I think if you can jump from the platform here on the right, and then you jump down onto that dude and bounce across, you can get this guy without climbing the ladder.
So go from there.
Bounce, and then bounce. You can get that guy before that guy dies, potentially. I don't know how the timing works.
If I do that, then I've just ignored everything below, right? I need to have things killed below before that. Also, if I'm running backwards to do that, then I run this way and... Oh, no, hang on.
Running backwards is fine.
Yeah, depending on where you would get to is the...
Yeah.
It depends which point you cross.
It's
like these are all individual lines that I need to observe.
I think you can't go up or down the ladder unless you kill the guy on the top level to the left-hand side of the ladder. Because you're going to have to get to the ladder to get up, and that means you're going to have to go left enough that this guy will appear on the top.
I'm going to test the relative distance between me and the dude up the top, and it's awful.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So God, no, look at that. Like I can't to catch him. I have to kill him in the corner.
Yeah.
Farts.
Which I think means that you're going to have to not use the ladder on the left-hand side to get the one that's on the second level right beneath him. Because if you get the one on the second level by going to the ladder, then that's going to respawn the guy at the top.
Yeah. I will. Let me test the mechanics of getting up to that level. That. Yeah.
I think the reason that I was excited to play Braid today was partially that I made an offhand comment. I watched back the VOD.
Yeah.
And I made an offhand comment about how the gender politics in this game reminded me of the bare minimum standards applied to Scott Pilgrim. And so I went and I watched a video of the cast of Scott Pilgrim rereading the entire script. So I have recently not rewatched the film Scott Pilgrim, but rewatched a live read of that. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're going to get the height unless you go up to the second level.
Yeah, this is so I can't get up here from here.
Yeah, I think you have to go from the second level onto the dude.
Yeah, which means I need the ladder.
Oh yeah, you can use the ladder before you get the dude up the top.
Yeah.
You just can't use the ladder after you've got the dude up the top.
Yeah.
But you'll already be on the second level, meaning that you can...
But that means I've not killed these two, right?
Oh, I see your point.
Yeah.
I see your point. So that means you've got to kill the...
This is why I was testing this, because if this was potentially a way to sort of close out the loop on this end...
Yeah.
Kill there, and then... But that's not possible. So, that's fine. Alright, who can I murder when I'm leftmost?
Welcome, Ewo.
Oh, hello! Welcome back, Ewo.
So... Yeah.
Farts.
So one of the commentaries we had was basically this is, and if this is a topic that bores you, then let me know by all means. But a topic that interested me was basically the gender politics of this game as related to kind of other late 2000s media, that sort of thing. But also I was just keen to see the pretty little Goomba dudes. So either discussion is very worthwhile.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim's an interesting one because that is one of the, like, visually and in terms of edit, like, there's a lot about that film that is spectacular, right?
Yes.
I love that film for a lot of reasons, and it has not, like, the older I get and the more I've rewatched it, I'm like, oh, okay. There are problems with it. Scott Pilgrim as a hero is no good. But the film is a masterpiece in a lot of other ways, right? Like, Edgar Wright's style...
That dude knows how to make a film.
Yes.
His editing's really interesting. And I think I wonder if there's something to be said for a story that is as simple as kind of boy meets girl as the premise for both this game and Scott Pilgrim, as a story that is essentially a vessel for an art style. That is just really pretty and lovely.
Yeah.
And so you just hang that on a story, but that story, like you are aware that at the bare minimum level, those stories can be a little problematic. So you kind of just like in the late 2000s give it a wink and a nudge.
Yeah.
And say, actually, I'm not that kind of a bad dude, or. The fact that I'm a bad dude is part of the story.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yes. We cast Michael Cera, so you know what?
Yeah.
Not an issue.
He's being awkward about, treating people as objects.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have to stay on that topic for very long.
Also, the music is very good.
Yes. In both. This and that.
That's true.
I guess that's an analogy that I wanted to draw, is whether it's appropriate to... This is a core moral question. Is it appropriate to have a kind of second-rate approach to, like, an objectified female character if the goal of your story is to do something pretty and abstract and not to actually represent a character as a person? Is that defensible? And I think the answer to that question in the late 2000s in media was answered very differently to the way we would answer it now. And that is the real, I guess, failing in terms of the plot of this game, separate from, obviously, our various thoughts on Jonathan Blow's various political comments.
Yeah.
That one may be the hardest one to get.
I also did something completely accidental here, which was get more jump by facing the other way.
Oh, weird.
Because I'm not killing it, right? I think I was getting more lift.
Oh, you can keep jumping on it again and again and again. By jumping to the left.
So trampolining is the way to subvert. Okay. So that means I should still be killing the one at the top first. The only time I can kill this one is here in the corner, right? So this one has to go first.
I think you have more of a grip on how this works than I do, but I'm keen to watch the magic unfold. So now all the dudes are back alive.
You literally can't catch this dude except for here, and that's right at the left, which means, these ones moving back and forth means it's a little trickier. I haven't mapped that, but, this one has to go here. Yeah, look at that lift. Okay.
Yeah, wow.
So, the Tokyo Lift, the new Blaseball team. I have not returned to Blaseball since it went on hiatus. You know what?
I was never a Blaseball person.
So, Blaseball is a really interesting thing that I'm not quite into fully, I think, and part of that is because most of the engagement comes from fan interaction. People interacting with each other and basically creating their own content, which is great, but I haven't really done that, and the Discord is a lot and overwhelming. So largely I just played the game, which is like fantasy football, except you're not picking the teams, really, I guess. So there's just a lot of betting.
Okay, yep. So are you randomly assorted a team, or do you just pick the...
You pick one, but going into Blaseball, you don't know which one is good or bad. So I just picked the Canada Moist Talkers, because the name is cool and I like Canada. And I was rewarded for that by, them being pretty cool. But, okay, where am I going from here?
I think you're jumping on the guy on this platform and trying to get across to the left-hand side. On the same level that you are? But I could be wrong, because you seem to have mapped a better understanding of this.
So you can kill the one on the very bottom at the intersection, I'm pretty sure. And we can test all of this as long as I don't go to the very far left. We've actually got as much... we've skipped some frames.
I was about to say, we've skipped 25% of frames, but we also haven't been doing much. So, how important are those frames, really?
Yeah. Thanks. It's fine now. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, that got rid of the warning, so... You know what? It's fine.
If the warning's gone, it's probably no longer a problem.
Wow, the CPU is flat, chat.
This is a very high...
Why is this game so intensive? It's old! It's so old. Okay, so see here, I can do a jump here, probably. It's more of a fall than a...
That's really interesting.
There we go. Okay, so...
That's how you solve this level then, because that's how you're going to get this guy on the left here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so... okay, here's a... Oh, no, how do I...
So you're going to have to get the guy on the second level before you get this guy.
Yeah.
But you can now do that because we've figured out that you can jump on this guy on the right-hand side.
Oh, no, but yes, so I need to get back up here using this dude, so I don't use the ladder.
But you can use this guy to get up to that second level if you trampoline him.
Oh, no, not quite enough.
So you might need to do it 3 times?
Yeah. Or at least...
Wow.
No, don't die. I need you.
I love that it goes slightly higher each time. Take. On...
Oh. Tim, you goose.
Hang on. Come on, Tim.
You've goozled us.
We can do this. Take. On. Me. No!
I'm bad at game. And everybody knows it. No, it's on video now. Alright. Fuck. Video.
Can you do it 4 times? I assume you can just keep doing it, right?
I would like... should I be able to do it once? We'll have a discussion.
Oh no, this game, I having played with these same mechanics. Oh, you jumped on it left to right.
Yeah, that's right. I needed to face there because directional facing. Oh no, okay. The directional facing has been a good indicator, but I must have been traveling the wrong way. The game knows more than I do which way I was traveling, which is highly frustrating. Nope.
Can you just stay, like, in a vertical line? Just completely jump vertical for the first couple? I suppose it's very difficult to arrest that momentum exactly.
Yeah, because it's so slippy, right?
Yeah, the controls are very slippy.
Oh. Alright, yeah. Let me see.
I'll
try for that fourth. Nope. Move forward. Oh, man. So the thing about, like, Mario games and things like that is the quality of them depends on how much control you feel you have in the air as well. Like, how much you can sort of guide yourself.
Yeah.
And this has such a, like, I'm Tokyo lifting.
Yeah, it...
Stop dying! I'm doing it wrong, but I'm blaming you. The corpse. No!
I mean, I think it's the corpse's fault.
I need to go back in time more. I mean, that's largely true in general. Alright. So, given that we've solved this in our hearts... okay. I think, like, 2 to 3 is probably enough. I mean, maybe 4 is, like, just such a slam dunk of... You fucker. Alright.
You can't land on it once it's fallen off, can you?
No, it ceases to be an entity.
So you would fall through the same space, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes it so difficult because you have to be jumping from right to left.
Oh, I reckon I had it there.
And then keep jumping back on it.
That shits me 2 tiers. Alright, so I reckon I get the 1 jump and then push is maybe enough? I don't know.
No, you're not getting high enough to clear it.
Yeah, alright, so I need to be...
That looks high enough to clear it if you go for 2.
Okay, so I need to... These shaggy head fuckers.
Oh, okay, we're still skipping frames.
Wow. Yeah, okay. We're getting there. Alright, you know what? This puzzle isn't worth it. Other puzzles will perhaps skip less frames. Because we were not getting these problems last time. I mean, our internet has also been a little bit shifty lately.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these levels... I don't know.
Again, like, as you mentioned before we started, we do not necessarily have to finish the entire game, right? Oh, these are persistent. These are green. Oh, there's a key down here.
So this is one where we have to move horizontally and avoid jumping on this dude so he can grab the key for us.
Yeah.
But we can only move and move them.
Oh, right. God, yeah, we gotta... Because they can get... foes can eat each other, I think. Yeah, he's going to get wounded and not... Oh, no.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, okay,
It's okay for him to... Yeah, we just have to clear them.
Oh, God.
Oh, I thought he was going to interact with them. Yeah, I had the same theory that we had to both control ourselves to dodge them and control him to dodge them.
But I can't...
You can't land on him.
Yeah.
To get the key. Oh no, he did get got.
But that's alright, because I can just reverse time.
So we've got to run to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked uncomfortable for him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for his loss.
Okay, gotta get you... to freedom.
No! Oh, okay, so if we run to the right of this guy... Oh, I see what's up.
No, okay, yep.
I'm glad that their expression changes when they are...
Yeah, that is the worst part so far. You know what? I think I think I have to kill it. Yeah, I think the fact that it dies doesn't matter because I can go up top and recreate all of this. I do not need to be on this plane.
You have to get the key that's under the door, right?
Yes, at some point I do, but I can't do that right now without killing that thing. So I will just reverse time up here.
Oh, if you get up here, you can reverse time enough to...
Because left to right doesn't rely on altitude. The problem is now going to be the bunny. Is the bunny guaranteed death? Oh, no.
We can jump to the right. I don't know now.
Okay.
What is this game?
So now the puzzle is how to do all this around the bunny.
I think we can jump on the bunny. Oh, no, you can't jump on the bunny, can you?
Oh, interesting. The bunny is still an acting character. It's just that it's reversible.
So now if we jump right over to the right-hand side here... Yeah, we might have to keep running to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're 65%.
Whoa! Okay.
Okay, so that's less fun. And not just because we're doing a bunch of standing around in this game. I'm surprised by that. But also, the game was running very slowly last time.
That's true.
From memory.
Okay, I think... You know what? I think this is going to be our last week of Braid because it just doesn't actually seem compatible with the hardware.
Sure.
Which is unfortunate, but like if we can't play the game such that it can be viewed and discussed...
That makes it quite a bad streaming game, I would have thought.
Yes,
if it cannot be streamed.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the core...
So, comically, I can't even see...
He just got 8. I heard it in the audio.
No, wasn't that the rabbit making a noise? The rabbit makes like a charging noise.
No, he got eaten.
He did not.
No, the rabbit doesn't make the same noises he does when he gets bitten.
At any rate, it has been undone. Is this a boss?
Oh, no, sorry, what I was hearing was these ones up the top getting eaten. Okay, my mistake. So if we run back, he will now have the key, presumably?
Yes.
Although we won't be able to see him with the key.
No, so that's going to be a... Oh, the key will be out at least.
Oh, that's true. It doesn't actually matter if he... Oh, good God.
So that we can get the puzzle piece up the top. And in fact, we could get that one directly above us as well. No, because we can't make that jump. How do we make any... Oh, no. Anyway, alright. It's not like we're going to be playing this game for terribly much longer, frankly.
I reckon we can get this key.
Yeah.
Let's get this key.
Much like Braid. Oh, I like the ability to reverse your grievous errors. Excuse you. No!
Amazing. We have a rabbit emoji in the chat.
Ha! Nice.
And they've redeemed a perk. A Twitch, an actual Twitch thing.
Oh, yeah. There's, you earn channel points. I don't quite understand the system, but, you know, that's fine. This is ridiculous.
What I love about this game is that our viewers can see 21% of it, and
yeah, let's.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This is not being good.
So we don't have any other applications open that are heavy on the CPU, right?
Close Steam. Close Groove Music.
Yeah, let's get rid of Groove Music.
Literally everything else is fine, and the CPU is still flat strapped, 100%. So yeah,
wow,
it's the game.
We might need to run Braid through an emulator.
CPU killer.
Is that? Oh no, that's good. The puzzle pieces are the permanent puzzle pieces, so if we run backwards, we'll be fine. I was suddenly going, oh no, this is a more difficult puzzle, but it's not. So to get the other puzzle piece, we're going to have to escort one of the little Goomba guys over to the left there.
Yeah.
So that we can clear that.
Is this jump even?
I think so.
Yeah. There's your gamer moment. Did any of you see any of that? At all?
Doesn't look like there's any skipped frames so far. Possibly. Unless there is.
You know, if we're lucky, we can get to some light reading.
That was a great bunny jump. Oh, I love this evolution of man under the bunny there.
Oh, that's so
fun.
Well, yeah. David Hellman, was it the artist that I linked you to? The damages. No, the webcomic name's really weird. It's something. The lesson was learned, but the damage is irreversible. I think is the name of his book. And it just this art, this painterly style, which is to say, I think he literally painted it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's an escort mission.
I mean...
No! That's fine.
We can do that, but...
Yes, but we... Oh, no, this is way easier than the other one.
because we can control the...
Yeah. See, these puzzles are really cool, right? What a cool really like these idea. Oh, no. Okay, here's where it... Yeah, okay. Yeah, the spike pit ladder jump when these controls are straight garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I found this on the first stream, and I just thought it was because I wasn't used to this game. But it's...
No!
It's not that.
Yeah.
It's that the game...
The game is hard to play.
Yeah, it's hard to play, and also it's lagging like all hell.
Yeah.
So... Like, the game in itself is hard, but also...
Oh, does that...
So you can't get on the...
No!
You're going to have to get on the ladder while it's past the second one.
Yeah. I had it miss. I think... I worry that it needs to be... we need to be mid-air. Oh, no, we're okay. We're okay.
So if we jump now...
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but then we need to make this. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is where it's... This timing needs to be incredibly precise.
Unless, is that if you run the whole way to the right here...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just... Like the whole way... Okay. I just thought there might be a chance that there's... That it's not actually about running to the left with it. It's about running the whole way to the right, and then both of the ones on the left go down. But that's
yeah. If that was the case, we would still then have to get over there quick enough to get this little Goomba dude and use them as a jumping platform. Oh no, because they'll just keep walking back and forth there, won't they?
Looks like it's coming through clean, is what.
Great.
You're saying. We have some skipped frames, but they are less than before.
They might be older as well, right? Like that warning
true.
just stays up there. Okay, and you're free.
Okay, so as soon as it's passed, man, that's tough.
Yep. No, too early. Okay.
So is there
I think you might... So that one doesn't drop at all until we get... Yeah, okay, damn.
Yeah, that was what I was really thinking was like... Is there some...
I was not paying enough attention.
I
Video
think
games.
This is going to be almost impossible given the current...
Yeah, it doesn't look easy. Up. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have... Tim, you're leaving. Why don't you go be sad somewhere else? Look at that sprightly run. He's a sprite.
He is not very quick.
No.
Movement amplified. That's just a joke.
Good.
What a mess.
Oh, because it's these clouds. Okay, so these are persistent.
You know what? Fuck Braid.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I'm just going to speedrun it.
Let's speedrun.
Well, we failed.
Bye Braid. No.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wow, we have failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, fuck Braid. You were right.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't wrong.
Yeah. So, here's my proposal. Closing thoughts on Braid.
Mm-hmm.
Little break to get up and stretch.
Okay.
Chess?
Sure, we can give that a go again.
May as well. I mean, fuck it. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because there are other options, but I don't know that I have them installed. I'll check Steam. I'll do a sneaky check of Steam.
I'm a fan of chess.
Begin
remember
vamping.
what chess is like.
Begin vamping.
Well, do we want to start breaking down Braid? I mean, it's hard to assess a game in terms of the gameplay when
we've walked away.
Yeah, well, not just when we've walked away, but when the experience we had of the gameplay was frame lagging enough that we had to.
Here's the real crime. A remaster of Braid is going to be coming out, I think, early next year, but that will also be a problem on this laptop.
Right.
That's actually a bit of a pisser that the old version didn't run great on here, because the new version is definitely not going to run alongside streaming without us losing frames. Like, can't run new games on this is basically the thing about this laptop, right?
Yeah.
Unless the new version is they're redoing graphics and stuff. it's gonna still take some.
Yeah, you know, we might have to think about some ways of.
I just noticed Ewo before said PogChamp, and that's deeply pleasing to me. On it, Twitch culture is a curse.
Jolly good. I have missed that because I am a cretin.
PogChamp. That's. So I get weird misspellings and mispronunciations of things stuck in my head because it's cool and it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the word bones spelt BOANS.
I hate
bones.
This.
Yeah, it's good. It's good though. What games are on here that? Yeah, no, I don't think we should be starting any of these.
Well, yeah. I think that Braid. It's a really cool concept for a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think we did a lot of the breaking down of the themes as we were going, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then a month ago.
Yeah.
We deviated into conversations about auteurs and intelligence as well. And about what society judges as an authority, which was a very useful and fun conversation.
Yeah, there was a lot more depth last session. That's fine. That was the first video. You know.
Yeah. Well, we can have similar conversations over chess if you like.
I think chess is probably the way to go.
Because chess, we did talk about chess, I think, and this is a conversation that kind of started out when we were talking about chess as a measure of intelligence in popular media.
Oh God, yeah.
It's a conversation we've had a lot of the time. But
yeah, so I'm already beginning to have potential conversation point thoughts, which I'll say out loud now so that my brain doesn't just lose them as it tends to.
Fantastic.
Which is. Chess is considered, one of those games that, they play chess, they must be very smart, right? There's a cultural touchstone. But what if chess was physically very difficult for you to play?
Right.
Braid is a game that is considered to be very smart and very clever because it's full of very clever puzzles by someone who is considered to be very clever. This was very difficult for us to play, but not necessarily because the puzzles were hard.
Yeah.
We were having physical problems. So, that idea of, okay, you can talk about this concept representing something universally with people, but if people can't universally access it or play it, what does that say about your measurement system?
Yeah. And I think chess is a good game for talking about accessibility. But a lot of games have accessibility in terms of operating system speeds and those sorts of things. There are a lot of different kind of gating mechanisms.
And chess at least being a board game.
Yes.
You require an opponent, but if you're playing it on any digital device, you don't even need a human opponent, right?
The gating mechanism is knowing the rules.
Yeah.
Which is, and knowing, I guess, the current meta. Would you mind clearing the the notification for skipped frames?
Yep.
Just so that we can see if continues to be a problem with the game no longer running.
Yeah.
In case it is an internet thing.
Crafty pointing out something that we've been talking about before in the past, getting a capture card.
Yeah.
Which would be amazing. The only limit to this is we are already using up all of the USB slots on this laptop because I've got it elevated and we're doing an external keyboard and not a wired mouse, but it requires its own.
An external keyboard is useful for this sort of game as well.
Well, basically the way to get around it, if we were to run a capture card, it would have to be not keyboard and mouse, it would have to be capture card, microphone, and then controller.
Yeah.
That would be the third. Yeah, we would be consolidating our control schema into one USB slot to open one up, which is fine, but that means that it... Anyway, none of this is interesting to you, viewer.
Yeah, but we're having chats with each other, and if the viewers like it, then that's
true. That's true. Well, on that note, we're going to go on break.
Thoughts on Braid? We should talk about.
Oh yes.
We should talk about the parts of Braid that we have experienced.
Yes. Okay. So I still really like it, and I don't know how much of that is just the charm that I felt before, because I don't even remember all the details of the ending, but I remember the ending being amazing because it subverted my expectations in a cool and interesting way, and I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
I like to be like, whoa, and then it did a thing I didn't expect. And a lot of that has to do with just liking surprises. A lot of that has to do with having a certain amount of genre literacy. And so there is a lot of projection of what will occur when I first encounter a work, right?
Yeah.
And if that is artfully subverted, that's very pleasing. It can be subverted in that it ends up being shit, or it does a subversive thing but does it poorly, drops the ball, and so I'm like, that twist was garbage. And I don't need a twist to be happy, certainly. But things with twists, stick with me. And Braid certainly did that. And yeah, I felt clever, because it's a very cool puzzle game.
Well, I won't ask to be spoiled on the ending of Braid, because we may find other ways in the future to bring it back and to play it again.
Yeah.
But as is, I think we closed the book on Braid here. We should have rolled credits at the point where, in the dialogue of the game, it said her braid something across the room. Because if we'd rolled credits then, we would have run into no streaming issues.
Yeah. I still want that. I still want a keyboard shortcut that cuts to fade to black credits. I've had some preliminary ideas and I just haven't actioned them because I'm incredibly busy.
I love the idea of rolling credits whenever a game mentions its own title.
Yeah. Or whenever we feel like if you make a bad joke, I can just sort of turn and then just like...
Yep.
You can do it to me mid-game, just be like, no. Just stop it.
What's a game where that would be really hand-fisted? Like, that really was the Mass Effect.
Oh, God.
Those really were the Knights of the Old Republic. Like,
frankly, my dear, I'm gone with the wind.
Yeah, I remember that in the movie.
Yeah, it's a classic moment. Your closing thoughts on Braid?
Oh, yeah?
Glad we delayed the break for that. All right.
No, I think it's... I really like time-based puzzles. I think we've played a lot of games that almost certainly took influence from Braid, right?
Like God, yeah.
The games that we've played, like the Swapper, I can see what, the localized puzzles and the collectibles and all that sort of stuff come from earlier games, but Braid seems to have really... It seems to have really formalized a bunch of stuff.
I'm assuming Braid is taught, right? I'm assuming Braid is a game that game designers studying this sort of thing have to play and write a paper on, because it's, short enough and interesting enough that you can... it feels like a crossroads for a lot of stuff,
and
right?
Braid, in terms of its cultural impact, Braid came at a time when the idea that a small indie developer could develop a game...
It's true.
Without the support of this massive studio, system, and that it could be very successful, is the basis for a huge number of, as well as stylistically being the template for a lot of the other games that we have played and will play. The impact it had on the structure of indie gaming, because it was so successful and developed by such a small group of people, and also the developer really emphasized how much it was all him doing it, because
why wouldn't
he's
you,
a bit
right?
of a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is the idea of I could sit on my computer and make a game. You take one writer, you take one artist, and you make something.
Yeah.
Is really really influential and not worth discounting. And the art style is really impressive. The writing, I'm not sold on all of the writing, but I understand that it was very functional at the time, and I really get why people liked this game and played it to death. And
so we ragged on the writing because we were in a ragging on things mood, and some of it was a bit sort of trite. But I think it's worth noting that the bar is pretty low for writing in games. So I think the impact that it had is in no small measure because you play a platformer, you don't expect such crisp snippets of, vignettes that don't appear to... the fact that you have to put together the thematic pieces yourself is, I think, great.
I mean, I would contest the word, the bar is low. I think the bar certainly was low. I think that a lot of games now, this is an element that is a part of a lot of games, to the point where it's something that you kind of get annoyed at and you just skip the text in games, because the idea of introducing a narrative to your puzzle platformer as a necessary component of it, is now basically a trope in itself, that you have a puzzle platformer but it's also talking about another thing.
Yeah.
But that's, all the things we've played here.
Yeah, it's true.
And we'll continue to play. I mean, whatever we move on to next.
I mean, I have obtained Commander Keen.
Amazing.
Which if that chugs on this machine, the stream's done. I quit.
We're not seeing any streaming issues now, which is something I wanted to check. I assumed that would be the case.
Yeah.
But I wanted to check if it was just a setup.
And these CPU figures are much more reasonable now. You know.
Anyway, yes. Let's go to the break. I delayed it so that I could say it's good.
Well said.
Yeah. Let's play some chess. I'm really with it.
We'll be right back. Alright, folks, we are coming back. Just went straight to it because that's what I clicked, apparently. So, we are playing chess. So, this is all going to be in the same video, so this is no surprise to anybody, I'm assuming. But Braid did not pan out as a long-term solution because it was just too laggy and weird. So, we're going to play chess like we already have before. If you happen to catch our Mates in One stream, which was, I think, an incredible title, wherein we played MTG Arena and then chess back and forth, that was a lot of fun. So the basic premise being we take it in turns to take turns, and we are not allowed to confer about strategy. We did really well in the chess game.
Yeah, I think so, especially because the chess system we were using, chess.com, gives you feedback and evaluates the game live according to a very high-level chess computer, while at the same time it kind of pulls its punches a bit.
Yeah.
So it works on whatever setting you've got. They've actually introduced a new... Oh, yeah, there's no audio.
There's no audio at all, yeah. We're not even listening to ourselves because that would be hell.
Cool chess streams. We could put on background music if you wanted.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fuck it. I'm overheated and it's a hazy. Bit of Foley.
Oh, that's crisp.
Yeah.
Let's hear that pop. Oh, love it.
Oh, hazy
Foley
IPA.
for part 2 as well.
Yeah.
This is the treat.
The delayed Foley. Cheers. Streaming in Australia.
Oh, yes. Alcohol culture. So, but one of the things that they've introduced on chess.com is this system on the right-hand side of the screen. And it's actually something that I completely forgot that I was going to tell you about anyway. So, they have these characters you can see on the right here, and you can click around.
So feel free.
Borrow the mouse.
Yep.
We have
Jimmy,
Alani. And these are different people, and they're actually... some of the images are based on chess streamers.
Oh, wow. That's
which
pretty
is
cool.
very cool.
Oh, I wonder if Joey Comeau was in here at all.
Quite possibly. I don't know. I mean, do you see Joey among any of the images on the inside here? There's a fair few. Yeah. Celebrity.
Oh, no.
Potentially.
None of those, no.
Yeah.
I mean, Joey Comeau, look, he was just streamed chess a bunch. He's only famous in the first place, not because of chess, as far as I know, but because of his comic A Softer World.
Oh, yes, I do know. I remember A Softer World. That was all like printed out. What was it? It was the white text with the typewriter font.
Yeah, and sort of Polaroid style photos by so there was I can't remember her name, but she took all the photos and Joey did all the text, and it was I've got like the published book of their greatest hits functionally, and they're just so good. Joey Comeau, very insightful and funny individual.
Well, that's really cool. But yeah, so all of these have got descriptions. So you've got Jimmy wants to make sure you enjoy the game. He'll adapt to make it a little easier or a little harder depending on how you play. So this is an adaptive chess computer. Then you have this one here. Martin learned to play chess so that he could play with his young kids. He still beats them most of the time. See how you stack up. So Martin is ranked 250, and we talked about the chess kind of rankings a little bit last time. And then we have these. So they all have descriptions. He hasn't lost a game to his kids yet, so that's the big difference with Amir.
Yeah.
And then they rank up a little bit within that as well. So Nelson is around the same rank as me on a bad day. Knows that the queen is the best piece and likes to attack with it as much as he can. I love Nelson. And then Antonio's How I Am on a Good Day. Prides himself on being a balanced player, doesn't win every game, but don't expect to beat him without a fight. Yeah. I'm reading these out because they're a bit clipped on the right-hand side of the screen for the viewers. Yeah. I'm not just reading them because I enjoy them, although I do. That's a byproduct there. But yeah, so interesting. If you wanted to do it in the style that we did,
I think that was fun. I think it's amazing. I just want to take a moment to respect the fact that the chess respecter is logged on. I just want to just hearken to the fact that, only a few short years ago in all of human history did we have a computer beat a human at chess. And now we have chess characters. Like, chess is solved, not completely, but to the point where you can create a chess style mathematically in a magic lightning box.
And one of the really amazing things is these celebrity players are like based on the gameplay of these particular actual people.
Yeah.
So they have taken like machine learning, like chess computers, and they've trained them mainly on these people's games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that the play style is similar to these people as well.
That's just incredible.
Yeah. I've seen streams where one of those people plays themselves as a bot.
Yeah.
It's very fun. So yeah, we've come a long way in the 25 years since Deep Blue.
Oh, I'm so bad at time.
1990, around 5. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, that feels right. See, I write these numbers down so that I don't have to remember. Sorry, Ewo, writing bones.
Just bones. Bones in the chat. B-O-A-N-S, bones.
Yep.
Bones.
Okay.
So, do you want to start off with our adaptive player or with the beginner player? Where do you want to start out?
Look, I'm pretty flexible. So, the chess games that we got through 2 games, didn't we? Last time?
Yes,
in the hour that we gave ourselves.
I had to blitz out the ending of the second one and absolutely got trounced.
Well, because I botched it. We had the clear win and I fucking punted it completely.
Well, also, it was because the chess computer told us that we had a route to victory. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, we've still got a chance. And I was basing it on that. What I didn't realize was it was basing it on us playing one move that I did not spot. And would have been quite complicated. So that was a bit of a challenge there. But yeah, why don't we, so we can choose any of them on the right hand side. I reckon we choose one of our beginners to start out.
Well, let's look.
The adaptive player I haven't played with before, so I don't know how adaptive it is.
Stronger moves when you have the advantage and weaker moves when you are behind.
So it adapts during the game.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, okay, well...
Which I think is good for a teacher, but I don't think is good necessarily for the stream where we kind of... where we want to be playing against someone that's playing consistently.
Alright,
I love this.
Oh, wow.
This is amazing as well. So we have the options. I think they're a little cut off as well.
3.
You can play with no help of any kind. You can play with 3 takebacks and 3 hints from the actual computer allowed. We have tool assisted. And we have custom choosing the settings we want. I would also select the middle one, which is play as random white or black rather than...
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely... I think we go friendly because... So, this is not to do with chess, but it's something that frustrates me about MTG Arena, which I play a lot.
Yeah.
Is that there are ways you can lose a game of paper magic that you can't lose necessarily against a computer because the computer does so much for you, right?
Yeah. So
you can't miscount. You can miscount before you do something, but you bet your ass that damage will go through clean. Like, you're not going to accidentally go, I should have hit you with this as well, and blah, blah. Like, because the computer does it all for you. So there are certain combos where you're like, let me put everything in place, and it will just happen. I don't have to punt this whatsoever.
Yeah.
Conversely, there are things you can fuck up in MTG Arena. The table, you'd be like, I tapped that slightly wrong. Do you mind if I... And they're like, yeah, who cares? That's fine. Well, at the kitchen table, certainly.
I tapped that mana, and I didn't actually need to spend it to...
Or like you select a card. I mean, you would have done it in Hearthstone. You select a card and drag it out, and the art looked enough like the card you actually wanted to play that you do the wrong one, and the computer's like, it's played because that's what you wanted. You did the inputs.
Yeah.
So takebacks, incredible. I don't expect it as much here, but like
takebacks can be useful here, especially if the main thing here I think would be misclicks. If you literally play a move and you're like, oh, I clicked on the wrong square.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm going to reserve them for. If you're...
Yeah. For sure. I mean, my hands aren't amazing, so I would definitely appreciate that. And also, if we get into a position where we were going to win and didn't, and it's a difference between finishing now and finishing half an hour late or something, then maybe we take
that's
the take
fair.
back.
But yeah, let's start with, as Crafty has observed, the first of our dads. And he's saying... I don't know what that means, unfortunately.
Yep.
My 4-year-old son just beat me. Ouch.
Well, one presumes it's expletive. My 4-year-old son just beat me. Ouch.
I love that because we're playing white, we already have an advantage.
Yes.
According to the computer.
Welcome to chess.
I love it. There we go.
All right.
I hope we did that for the camera. We did rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost. So I guess
you
can choose whether you start or not. Do you want to start?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Am I on the player? I'm on the draw. I will be on the play because if I remember correctly, the thing that I like to do that is cool is just jam these pawns out.
Do it.
But I can't remember which.
Hey, believe in yourself, man. That's what this game's all about. And also playing chess. It's telling you that it's a book move and it's the king's pawn opening.
Okay.
So a book move means that there is like it's a standard play within chess, and when I follow it up with this, it's going to tell us that it's a book move as well.
So a friend of mine when I was young got me into, tried to get me into chess because he was really into chess, and I regret not being more receptive to it. One of the moments that I remember that kept me away from it was I did one move, and he was like, the Rorschach maneuver. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Remove in. Like, he knew so much that it was very intimidating. And in displaying that knowledge, I was just like, am I just going to sit here for an hour and get trounced?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read all the things it says on the right-hand side of the screen and then be like, of course.
Oh, look, no, I'm older now, and now I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Like, my ego is far less. I mean, I'm sure it's still bruisable, but it's not nearly as much of a problem.
I don't really know the names of many positions. I mean, I know what Fianchetto or the Roy Lopez or is like. There's a couple of basic ones.
I just love how nonsense those words are to me.
But yes, I might try and do some of them and see how you go.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, so we're at, it's amazing what being in the oh no, because we did chess in this. Did we chess in the second hour last time we did this?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We opened with magic, and then the frames all dropped, so we jumped to chess.
Yeah.
Oh, what a strange.
I'm starting to think this is just something that just happens to us. I need to make sure this stays in the stream layout. Well, my brain is just absolutely hard locking at the moment. But that's fine. I'm just going to do shit.
Yeah, if you do shit, that's great for
Boom!
This. Let's make it dynamic.
Oh, it's the Dresden opening.
Now you're playing Dresden, and it's a book move.
Okay.
It's a book move within the Dresden opening. I don't know the Dresden opening. But I assume that the best...
We don't need this right now.
That's true. I assume that the best follow-up is to bear our entire ass.
Cheers.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting. It's actually assessing our moves and recommending moves on the right-hand side here. So it's saying the move I made, D3, is good, but D4 would have been better.
But doing like a full, absolute brick of prawn in the middle of the board would have been chef kiss.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, it's not clear whether that means that if you now were to play D4, D4 just being moving your pawn to the square D4, that would still be a good move now, or if that's changed because of the move of the other pawn.
We talked about this before, so I'm going to try and do the...
Yes, now I described, I think I described it as the hippo. There's one that's the hippo and one that's the hedgehog. And I believe this is the hedgehog. I looked it up afterwards.
Well, it's more hedgehoggy than it is hippo-ish. Like, if we're talking shapes...
They're both shapes of pawns, though, importantly. They're about moving all your pawns first, essentially.
Yeah.
So
what's the hippo shape, then?
The hippo... The hippo involves moving, having like humps. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, whereas the hedgehog is jagged.
Yeah.
And you've got to go fast.
Like tessellated Subway cheese.
Exactly like that. I shouldn't comment too much on what I'm doing, I think. Like, I'm trying to figure out what level of commentary I can do. For example, okay, let me tell you if...
You can do a bit, that's
Let me check if this is an acceptable thing. So, right now, what I'm noticing is that this bishop on the right-hand side is quite trapped in by our pawns.
Yeah.
It would be quite difficult to move that in. On the other hand, our black square bishop, or in this case, a green square bishop, is more free to move because we haven't blocked it up, and in fact we've opened up a lot of that position for that bishop. So these are the sorts of observations I'm making.
Yeah, and they're valuable. They're of value.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep fucking around with this camera.
I don't know what the goal is in this position.
Yeah, I have.
Or the weaknesses of their position, so I'm just gonna make a move as well.
Yeah,
I'm actually just making a move.
Yeah,
like it's just making a move. It seems to really like d4.
Yeah.
Like, it loves d4, and I don't know why.
As far as polyhedrons go, it's one of the more hated in the sort of the D&D realm.
I thought we already had a pyramid. But...
I gotta say, like, how it... whenever it's like d4 for damage, that feels pretty shitty.
Yeah.
It's not amazing. I mean, at level 1, that could kill a man, but that's not, you know...
Well, in this case, we would be doing an equal material trade. We would essentially be moving up our pawn, they take with their pawn, we take that pawn with our knight, they take with their knight. We take their knight. We've both lost a pawn and a knight.
How much of the chess brain is spent on they moved a single piece, they're up to something, right? Like, when they move a single piece, do you then have to dedicate at least a small amount of time going, what has that made available that wasn't available before, right? Like, what are they setting into motion?
Yeah, I think that trying to identify their strategy, it's not as... It's one of the differences between chess against computers and chess against people.
Oh, interesting.
Because chess against people tend to telegraph their strategies much more, whereas computers can, and also very advanced chess players, can integrate a strategy into just a series of moves they're making anyway, but a lot of the individual moves are less identifiable as I'm doing this. It's more like this is broadly strategic.
Yeah.
So, for example, moving that pawn forward, I imagine that what they're thinking about doing is trying to bring the rook into the center.
Yeah.
They're probably... That makes them slightly less likely to castle over that side of the board because they've opened up the position there. So those sorts of assessments I might be making at various points. But it's harder to judge against a computer because they may just be playing differently. That's
amazing because I can actually liken that a little bit to MTG in the sense of you know, you might not know what your win you might know the win condition of the deck, or you might not, depending if you just pick something up. Because I throw a lot of decks at the new people in my home, like at speed. It's very painful, but you know, you don't necessarily know how you're going to win in X turns, but you can look at the cards in your hand and go, okay, I can take this in a broadly good direction. These are good things to do. And they might think I'm up to something, but what I'm doing is leaving options open, or I'm doing these choices that I've got. Like, there are directions you can take it such that it is a broad space. You haven't collapsed it down to a fine point, and if they crush that, you're fucked and you can't win. Yeah. It's about just broadly playing correctly.
Yeah, so that there are like good and bad moves in a lot of situations, but in between those, there's a lot of moves that don't really do anything to improve your position.
Yeah.
But don't also... As I said jokingly when I was moving that last piece, bear your entire ass.
Yeah. Online.
Now it did just say your move was a mistake.
It's welcome to.
But it also it says that the position is now even, so it's not, the computer hasn't capitalized on whatever mistake you may have made. And I'm not.
I mean, the bishop can. Oh. Yeah, I just walked that into. I mean, I don't know why the bishop would run there. I wasn't thinking about... Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a point.
So, yeah, you have essentially offered them a free pawn.
Yeah. And
is what you're noticing, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm not...
So I'm going to defend it.
Good. It took him a moment.
It says it's still a mistake, so I don't quite know why it's a mistake.
But now it's got the advantage. I say it. He.
Yeah.
Martin.
See, this is the sort of player where I'm like, I don't actually necessarily know, because I wouldn't make the first move, and I wouldn't expect him to make the response he made. I'm now into a bit of territory where I'm like, what would the correct move to be made? And this it is more of a thinking game.
I want this to be a dating sim. I want us to be flirting with Martin, and I want us to be able to choose to make weak or strong moves as part of that flirtatious play. That's what I want in a game. I want the hot dad dating sim with chess, and chess is the only medium you have to hit on your the person, the object of your affection.
I love that. I thought you were going to say that you wanted to have an us alternating between moves playing a dating sim.
I mean, that's also something we could do at some point in our lives. I'm not going to rule it out. Okay, so... See, if this was magic, I would just know what to do.
See, so...
Is this how you feel when I just throw you end over end into fucking games of magic?
Yes. What...
Oh, God. This is a mess. I never do anything like this.
It's fun. What are you thinking about with your moves? And maybe I can give you feedback that is not actually telling you what to do.
Hedgehog go brr.
So you want the hedgehog to continue to go brr.
I've created some of it. Look, I don't think there's any point finishing the last piece. I mean, blocking this one seems fine, but like, to me the center is more important than the edges, right?
Generally, although you don't want to completely sacrifice your edges, but yes.
Sure.
As a broad rule, that is a good piece of advice.
Throwing this pawn up here doesn't seem like it does a lot.
It's not as terrible as you might think. That wasn't necessarily what I was going to go on to say. But it says it's an inaccuracy. So you've gone from making mistakes to playing inaccurately.
I play by the rules, Martin. Fucking Martin.
Oh, I love this. Hey, it's good. Guys, we did a good thing.
You.
Let's go team. Let's go squad.
Oh no.
That pawn move is a pawn move.
It is.
A pawn.
So I could eat that pawn and throw away an entire horse. Seems bad, man.
You could, as you so rightly put it, eat that pawn and throw away an entire horse.
And that just gives them free access to that bishop, which is blocked in by our own... Okay, so please tell me why the hedgehog is good ever.
The hedgehog is... I mean, just because it has a name doesn't mean it's good.
Oh, shit. Are you fucking serious?
But also, I think... No, that there are good ways of playing it. I think that the main thing is you... I'm going to introduce you to some new chess terms. This is a position we would call sharp. What a sharp position is a position where each individual move you make has a strong impact on whether you're going to pull through this position. So you have to play sharply. You have to, it's sort of a term that's just used generally, like being sharp. But a sharp position in chess is one where you're going to have to play pretty carefully to try and sometimes solve the mess you've got yourself into.
Yeah.
Sometimes just because chess is tricky, and often the best play is not the play that makes the position more simple. So
yeah, okay. So there's no easy outs, but there's also not a lot of margin of error.
Yes.
Okay.
That can be the case. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. What I would say is that in this position, you have two moves left to complete your hedgehog.
What?
And I don't hate this as a move. I'll give you that for free.
Right,
I don't hate that as a move. It says it's I don't care that it's an inaccuracy.
Motherfucking Martin.
Who gives
also,
a shit?
Crafty is pointing out that Dream Daddy does have Woo-related mini-games. It is a visual novel, so and that's not a form that I don't have high enough literacy in it to be like super into it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
It's me.
It's you. Yeah. I think what I need to do is, possibly on this stream, possibly on my own, play some visual novels to get a feel for them. Because I should play them off stream and find out if I actually don't like them. Because I don't know that I've actually played one. It's just that as a form, it doesn't appeal to me.
It's going to say everything we do for a little while isn't inaccurate.
Oh no, you've reclaimed the advantage at least.
Yeah, but that I think is more to do with how badly he played than
nice.
What we did. It seems to have been suggesting for a couple of terms that we should play knight d5, but I don't. I suppose that's good. You're threatening. If you play knight d5 here, which would be here, I'm not going to actually do it.
Yeah.
Then you're threatening this pawn, which is undefended, and you're forking the king and the bishop. If you can then play to here, that also weakens the position, and because we have all our pawns forward, it's valuable to us to be able to make these threats with the pawns while removing the defenders.
Okay.
I mean, we're playing maybe one of the most aggressive positions it's possible to play in chess, because we are pushing all of our defenses forward to basically smother them with pawns, right?
That sounds that's amazing.
We're sending all of our army in at once, right?
Yeah,
we're removing a huge number of blockers. So this is why it's sharp in this case, because it's very difficult to get our defense of the king up. I suppose the other reason knight d5 is good in this position is actually just because it stops the advance of this pawn. And once this pawn advances, this bishop, which can take advantage of all these black squares, is free. So if we can do that, then we are closing the position, and that's why that's now moving to there.
Yeah.
The things that I would weigh up here. I think this may be a useful trade, because this bishop is really, really strong if it can get out of this net that's been made for it.
Yeah, because of the hedgehog, we've said, the white squares we're blocking off, but the black squares are kryptonite. Right.
Yeah. So we're saying this bishop is actually really badly placed as well at the moment.
Yeah.
I made this move just to defend this pawn, but I should have moved the pawn up. That would have been a way better way of defending that.
Yeah.
What I've done now is made it so that if I ever advance this pawn, which is what I want to do in this position, potentially, maybe not now that the bishop is here, but if I want to start challenging on this side, I'm going to open myself up for that bishop to come in and hit me, and that's got no defender.
So hedgehog strategy, I presume, is
I'm
very
not
different.
big on hedgehog strategy.
That's fair. But I presume, when you're employing it, it would be a question of, are you doing it on the white squares or the black squares? What color are you? That's got to be a huge part of it, right? Because I didn't even think about that. How there's just this sort of kryptonite. There's a backdoor in our defenses.
Yes. I mean, what we're doing when we are alternating is we're putting all our pawns on white squares.
Yeah.
This is a problem the hippo doesn't have, incidentally.
Yeah.
Because the hippo is alternating. But you're still thinking about those white square, dark square weaknesses is a really good way to think about bishops.
Yeah.
Because bishops always stay on the same color square. So even if there's a vulnerability down here, I can think about it as, if a bishop ever did get down here and I'm not defending these squares, that's going to be something a white bishop can take advantage of.
Yeah.
If I'm not defending these squares, that black bishop is never ever going to be a threat.
Yeah. That's one of those tactical thoughts where if I'd thought about it for a fucking second, I would be like, yeah, of course, but I just never have, because I haven't thought about chess that much.
Having had all this discussion, I think it would be remiss of me. It feels good to capture, no?
No, Martin.
No.
No.
We're being told it's a mistake, but I don't care, because I got rid of that bishop and I'm happy.
No, I like it. It's funny to me that I'm so keen on this aggressive chess strategy, because I'm not an aggro player in Magic.
Right.
I'm much more of a mid-range to control player. But I wonder how much of that comes from me... How much of that comes from my understanding of the game?
Yeah.
Control is not something you can comfortably play or play well if you're brand new.
Yes.
Because it requires an understanding of what you're up against, proper allotment of resources, a lot of forward planning.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but overall. And aggro can be very hard. At the higher level, aggro is way harder than I can manage. Because aggro actually requires that same amount of planning and resources. But from the outside, it just looks, all they did was a shoot and attack me with cheap shit and then I was dead.
Yeah.
But they portioned all that out correctly. That takes a lot of effort. To do aggro properly is very, very, very hard. and it's not something I'm willing to learn.
Aggro in chess, yeah, I mean, at the very least, you're going to get more games in.
Yeah,
how about I put it that way?
Yeah, legit. I like that.
You're either going to win or you're going to lose, and you're going to know quickly.
Well, I mean, I have to say, this hedgehog thing is interesting, but this is so different to any game of chess that I've played because I have to maneuver around this.
Now you're thinking. I mean,
wow.
The constrained thinking is good for creativity in this sense. I think that working within what we've created is going to be good for us if we can do it.
Yeah, the trick is how to fucking take advantage of this at all.
Yeah.
If we move this anywhere, it's dead.
I mean,
because this fucker,
not
right?
if we retreat.
Yeah.
Same with the bishop.
Do we want to move this? Well, I mean, honestly, in this hedgehog strategy, is this bishop just shit unless we already let it out? Should we have let it out earlier?
Eventually, that bishop is going to be, but like currently, it's useless.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's going to be invaluable because we're going to have to start plugging gaps in this hedgehog setup. And so defending any individual piece in this setup is going to be much better with the bishop.
Okay. So with that in mind, do I want to move one of these castles, one of these castle boys?
Now you could castle to move a castle.
Yeah, I did that a lot as a kid because it seemed neat and interesting, but I don't actually know the point. Apart from obviously getting your king out, like apart from the teleport that it represents.
Well, if the value of the early game is controlling the center, then the value of castling is moving your king away from the center where all the threats are moving into.
Okay. Interesting. God, I'm likening this a lot to Magic because that is the tactical game that I know.
Sure, and also because that's the stream we did that was...
that's true. I can't dissociate chess.com from Magic the Gathering Arena, but I think about these rules and I'm like, I want to meet that rules committee. I want to know the meta before they introduced it, the meta afterwards, the discussions on Reddit as to whether that should have been nerfed.
Well, I mean, castling wasn't always in the game.
Have you seen that... I don't remember what it's called, but there is a chess game, physical board game that I've seen sold at PAX many times that has half pieces that you can like click together.
I have seen this, yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on such a thing?
I think the value of... It's hard to say. I think the value of a lot of chess is that it is very constrained in terms of what can be done, and the potentiality comes from... or the possibilities, I guess, to use a less wanky word, come from the many different ways you can combine those pieces. In a way, that is coming up with new ways to combine pieces, but that is increasing the number of available moves in any given situation.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really like about chess is that often, in terms of like good moves, there's only a very small range to actually choose from at any given time.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that alternate rule sets tend to be really interesting gimmicks, but rarely capture the same feel as chess.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really interesting.
Because often what they're doing is they're expanding chess, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite kinds of non-traditional chess is transfer chess, where you play with two boards. You play as if I'm playing as white on this side and you're playing as black on this side, and we're on a team, and then the other team, one of them has the black pieces, one of them has the white pieces, then whenever I take a black piece, you can, instead of moving one of your pieces, put that black piece anywhere on the board on your side as an assistant to yours.
Wow.
Provided you're not putting anyone in checkmate, or there's a couple of restrictions on it.
Yeah.
But I really like that as a form of chess, but it is not chess.
Yeah.
It is not a restricted rule set. The point of it is that it is explosive and dramatic, and chess is rarely that. It's often about a very slow crawl of competing strategies, which can be boring, but also can be very thrilling, depending on how much you understand it, I guess, which is part of the gatekeeping stuff we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. I like what you said before about there being like only a few, very specific good moves to choose from, and that sort of like it feels like a broad phase space, but it is very narrow if you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
So I've got the incredibly broad space, and I have seen the same thing playing Magic with newer people, and it can be overwhelming because there are so many things you could possibly do. But I'm someone who has a lot of intuitions in my head about Magic, and so I actually see very few choices. Because I discard a lot of the chaff because I've got the experience. My brain just goes, no, these are the few things that are worth doing. And that can be a problem because sometimes I miss out on the good move because I'm so, I'm directed down one path.
The moves I'm looking at this point are making an intrusion with our black square bishop, retreating our white square bishop and redeploying it somewhere else on the board.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing with the knight. Moving the queen just generally to be involved. And castling on either side, which obviously would have to happen after moving the queen if it was going to be on that side.
I was considering this.
I love that move.
Because it is not it's not a place of threat, and it's, it's getting it in there. So that's something I was thinking about.
Yeah, I really like that move, and I'm going to follow it up with that.
Hey.
I know it's an inaccuracy. Get stuffed. I'm playing... coaching chess.
It's an inaccuracy error, and then our score goes up. Like, I don't...
Yeah, well, I don't think they were supposed to do this. I think that's a bad move.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, so I'm going to start dismantling their position.
Yep. The queen's over there? Jesus.
Oh, sorry, I made 2 moves in a row. You get to make 2 moves in a row.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay. This is your fault. I blame you for my ability to make 2 moves in a row. Yeah. Balls. All right. Well, we've got a piece in there now. Okay, so hedgehogging is one thing. I'm used to getting a few pieces just in there and then making this their problem. And if they undo that, then I'm boned.
I like that. Well, this is a good way of playing when you're playing the hedgehog.
Cool. All right. Great.
We're playing inaccurately in terms of because I'm kind of trying to. I'm not only trying to make good moves, but I'm trying to make moves that express a style of play.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder to find the best moves in any given situation. But I'm enjoying the challenge.
I really like the idea of this trade.
Okay.
Because the horses spook me. Much like horses, I spook easily. So you are leaning a bit out of frame, sir.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Let me give you some pros and cons, and you can weigh up whether they're good
pros
and
cons.
Yeah. If you take the knight, then the only way to take back is with the king, and if the king has moved, the king can't castle. The bishop, on the other hand, is the bishop that we've been using to occupy the black squares.
Oh, that's true.
So it may not be the best piece to sacrifice at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. It is aggressive, so it fits within the style of play we're talking about. The black is clearly trying to make some sort of attack by doubling up the queen and the bishop on that diagonal across the board there.
Yeah.
So you may also want to assess how well defended we are there. I have thoughts about how well defended we are there, but it's another thing you might want to consider.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All sorts of things.
Your point about it being, an important piece for us on these black squares is that has got through to me because I don't know what I would do after this. Like, that's a good trade, but then what am I doing, right? What am I doing to follow up this aggression and this pushing into their... This is the only piece we have in their territory.
Yeah. So is our response to be more aggressive or to be more conservative as well?
Well, I definitely want to keep being aggressive. Because I'm realizing that, pushing this forward has been a huge pain in the ass, but they just have so little to play with now.
We've also created a weakness over that side of the board. Because that pawn is now missing, so that creates... Like, we have more pieces over that side than they have pieces over that side.
Okay, so, like, pushing forward with a pawn or something might be...
Yeah, some sort of advance in that side could be valuable as well.
If I push this here, this opens up this to get in here. It opens up this to them, but we've got this here at the moment, which is undefended, which sucks. So we would want to be getting... God, and it would...
These are all the right kinds of considerations.
Yeah. I'm going to do it anyway to find out what happens.
It's the best move you could have made.
Okay.
G5 is best.
Well, they did that, and they just handed us... I'm confused.
G5 is best. I mean, you've... What can you say? G5 is best.
Wow. Okay. God, this heady power. having yet another move.
I know, right?
Criminy. Okay. We can comfortably get the knight here now. Is that correct? We can start threatening forward a bit. Eating here is bad, obviously. Or it seems bad.
How do pawns take?
Diagonal.
Okay.
So, eat there and then that eats horse.
Yep.
Yeah. So, bad. Trousers! Yeah, I don't even know.
You can be attacking without making an attacking move every turn. I should clarify that as a distinction.
Yeah.
I can
eating this is, again, it's still,
I can see good attacking moves, but I'm not sure that they are as good as some of the other moves. I'm doing, I'm doing an evaluation myself, and it may be right or wrong. I don't know what the objective best move is in this situation. I just know how my style of play kind of works, and chess is tough. I'm just going to throw this out there.
So brush me up on castling.
You move your king 2 spaces horizontally, and then the rook hops over the king.
Okay, so hops over. Okay.
So if you were to move the king to G1, your rook would be on F1. If that follows.
Yeah.
The numbers being the rows up the board.
And intervening pieces obviously need to be out of the way.
Yes, so if you moved your queen, you could then castle by moving your king to C1.
Okay, cool.
And that would put your rook on D1.
Interesting. So if the queen was here, we could still castle over here.
No, sorry. Intervening pieces for both the king and the rook. The rook would also have to move.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Through that space. So you can't have anything between the king.
I see. Okay.
That's also why in chess notation, if we do castle, I'll point something out, but yeah.
Getting the queen on the black diagonal seems good as a threat. So maybe just moving it up. That's not doing much, but here is not doing. And getting it on the white, keeping it on the white seems bad because we're bricked there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do that.
I quite like that. Yeah, I quite like that as a play. Now,
okay.
They've also offered us a rook, which is, it would be. I don't want to,
Oh, it's yours.
Overlook a gift. Yeah. Well, I have to take it.
That seems
that was an incredibly silly move. I'm not sure why they made. You're up.
You would have been rude. That would have been incredibly rude not to take that offered piece.
It's not quite the same as looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Would it be bad manners? Would it be BM to attend a chess tournament and whenever somebody mistakenly offers you a piece, you put a tiny gift bow, or you reach down to the board and tie a little bow around its neck?
I think you know the answer to that question, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I think in your heart.
Mate, in my dark heart. Oh, criminy. Okay.
So now that side of the board that we have all our pieces, they have nothing?
Yeah.
They have nothing.
I'm just not sure how to capitalize on that top. I could push that to here. Sorry, not to there. To here's...
Yep.
No,
that was the objection that I had to moving your knight to F5.
I realised that belatedly, yeah. How do pawns take? Yeah.
Hey, I just thought I'd point... I didn't want to say a move.
Yeah.
Or say not a move.
It's fair. Yeah. Oh.
That's a pawn.
Thank you. Oh, it's 8:15. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Oh! So, can a hedgehog ever become like a chain reaction where it's just like a pawn fest on the front line?
Oh, yes, it can. Well, yeah, it's, you know what, it's getting later in the evening. Let us engage in pawn fest.
Oh, I like that. Like, get the queen out of there. Fuck. We've got problems.
That's an interesting play.
Because we just keep eating, right? Like, why would we not just keep... I don't know why you wouldn't do that.
I want to munch.
Sure. I mean, in fairness, that pawn is full of a lot of souls, right? Its soul quotient is high.
Now,
or blood echoes, however you want to slice it.
Because I wanted to show you castling notation, I'm going to do it.
Hey. Great. So all you need to do is drag at those two spaces, and of course the game knows.
And it knows, yeah.
Yes.
What I will say is, firstly, it's excellent. Secondly, the fact that the king moves two spaces is evidence in the 0-0.
Oh.
If you castle on the queen side, it is 0-0-0, which is, I mean, it's because it's moving three spaces, but I like to think of it as there is nothing in two squares between it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in three squares, so it's 0-0-0.
I wonder, because it was recommending that before.
Yes, so that's castling.
Yeah, okay. I looked on the board for any evidence of zeros or O's.
That's a form of notation. So the way it's notated is interesting. Down the side here, it's just got a little image of the piece. And where it's moved, here it's got the notation. So here it's got queen.
Yeah.
This one here is saying... that's really interesting. It's saying N8 E7 because there are actually two knights that could go to E7. So it's specifying the one on the 8th rank is the one they're talking about. N8 E7 as opposed to N6 E7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I love chess notation.
I can see why.
I believe that the other day I sent you a message because I got my very first ever novelty notation by the chess computer, which is you know how we've had the question mark, exclamation mark, and we've had the thumbs up and those sorts of things. The thumbs up is not a formal chess notation, but two exclamation marks is, which is a novelty. It's like it's a move that is particularly good and not necessarily easy to notice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, chat is popping off.
Oh yeah.
Which is to say,
something chess, something knight to e3.
Inspector me with the incisive take.
I love it.
It's what we're saying. I mean, let's not.
Yeah, chat paused you to scroll. Oh, no.
What? Oh, it's because I scrolled. It's fine. That's on me. Okay, so it is my turn.
It is your turn.
This dance back and forth with the queen, that feels like Zufzwang to me. Like they don't have a good move, so they're just like
Zugzwang is it's they do have good moves is the problem.
Yeah.
I think that this is the chess computer thinking of good moves and then deliberately not playing them because they've been told they're a 200 chess computer.
Yeah, it feels like we're being
toyed with a little. Yeah.
Also, I just noticed like the piece count side to side. I'm like,
that's how many pieces we've taken versus how many they've taken.
As a guest, we're doing
okay.
Doing all right.
Martin is not having a good time.
No, but look at that smug fucking grin. That's right. We'll go out for gelato later.
Yeah, sounds great. Okay.
We'll make it up to him.
What are we going to do?
Fuck, I don't even know, man.
To Martin's position. So, how are we going to close this out?
Yeah, so this is the thing, is we don't have enough good pieces up here to push on this king is my problem, right?
How do you like to attack?
By getting shit up in their grill. So I guess I could push the... Well, is there anywhere good to put the queen right now? Here is obviously terrible. Here is bad. Here is not far enough. And this is bad. So here or here, really, if I wanted to try and get the queen into the mix, that's still not amazing. Here is better because at least it can go forward.
So in both situations, you're threatening that pawn. I'm assuming that's your main barrier, and you're also trying to get that pawn out of the way, essentially.
Yeah.
So your objective is to kind of get the queen up there, and your way of getting it up there is by getting rid of the pawn that's in the way.
Because trying to pin a king with two bishops when it's here on the board seems like a bit of a shit show. Yeah,
you could do it if that knight was in there more easily, because you could use it to support one of the bishops.
Yeah.
You could also do it if the rook was supporting one of the bishops, even if the rook wasn't actually up the board.
I could push this pawn forward.
So, what you're doing when you're trying to open up a file, one of the lines that goes up and down the board. So if you can open up any of those,
if a 250 tier scrub like Martin falls for this, then we've just got this entire line of the board. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's not just about falling for this, because when you move there, Martin has the option of taking it, or we take it, or the piece advances, in which case we can also take it.
That's true.
In any of those situations, a file is cleared.
Yeah, yeah.
What they've done is they've attacked our
bishop. Hello.
So what are we going to do?
We could try and
I'm not on there.
Yeah. Oh. Hello. Hello.
Ooh, a little bit of danger whenever the queen gets this far
aggressive.
Up the board.
I mean, we just eat it though, right? Like, why would we not take that? It's their fucking queen. Like, if that's a trap, I'm happy to fall for it. They've got fuck all left after that. Like, what are they going to do? I mean, they're going to devour the bishop, which we do need, but like, I don't like leaving their queen there at all. Yeah, I can't let that stand. It's going to go here. Yeah. Like, there's absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
We don't need the bishop.
They didn't even take it. What are they? Okay, so here is the annoying thing about playing against a 250.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that like I'm amazing at chess, because I'm not, but feels bad, man. Okay. So that's there.
We should roll credits on this stream.
Don't tell me we're one move away, because I'm going to flush it. I'm going to flush it anyway. Not because I want to. Okay.
It occurs to me that the chat can't see this notation over to the right here.
Well, neither could I.
But that does say plus M1.
So mate in 1.
Yep.
Shit. Okay. The chess puzzle is here. I'm just not very good at chess.
I don't think that's true. So we want to make sure that the king is both in check, and any square that they would move to would also be check.
Correct.
And they have no way of blocking us or taking the offending piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand the preconditions.
I just find it's useful to run through that as like a Rolodex.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. Okay. I mean, that's all of those. So really it's about...
Can I be a real dick about this?
Yeah, if you like.
There's actually 3 of them.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, no, that's better. That's actually better for me, because if it was, like, if I've got a few options, that's going to be way more preferable.
It's also helpful to know that even if you don't get mate this move, it's not like the game falls over.
No.
Like, we have won this.
It did that other time.
Did it when we missed?
I missed it, and then
you missed mate, and then it took us about 10 more moves to win.
Oh, okay.
We still won.
Okay. I guess I'm getting the 2 games conflated.
The second game we lost.
There we go.
But that was because we were blitzing out because we were close to time.
Yeah. Oh.
What I actually like about this one as well is that all of the 3 checkmates involve moving a different piece.
Well, that's convenient. That wasn't it? Oh, that wasn't it. Son of a bitch, that wasn't it. Ah, yeah. Same kind of mistake that I made last time. I had it all on lock. It's just that there was a piece threatening it that I didn't notice. Do we want to do the take back?
Do we want to use our take back?
Yeah, let's use our take back. How do we do
that? I
that?
don't actually know how we do that in this system.
What?
Can we just do that and then move?
Can you select piece?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. All right. So that was my fault.
We've got 2 more of those.
Okay. Trousers. Yeah, okay.
That's one of them.
Okay.
If I may show you the others.
Yeah, go for it.
If it will let me. So in this position, what you've noticed, I'm assuming, is that all of the squares next to the king are already in check.
Yeah.
So the one thing you need to do is put the king in check without volunteering any of those positions and without putting your piece in a position where it can be taken.
Yeah.
So as we've seen, this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The most standard version of it would just be to put the queen there because it is defended by the bishop, so it can't be taken.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
There's also another one which I love, and it is by far the cheekiest, and it's that. It won't let me do it because the game's over, but it's that because you're in check with the rook.
Oh shit! Yeah, didn't even notice, and we put so much effort into that. Yeah, that's amazing.
So that I think is that's very pleasing.
Yeah.
After you've spotted one, you don't necessarily spot the rest, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the advantages of this stream, actually, that I really like, is that because I would have done that. Absolutely would have done that. There's absolutely no question I would have done that.
Yeah.
But that is very pleasing.
Yeah.
And the things that I would
that.
check, when you do a discovered check, there's no way that... You generally don't have to think about the piece being taken because the piece that you're moving is not the piece that's putting them in check.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just thinking about if anything can block it on that angle, but everything that could block is over this side of the board. So that's just real neat. It's also just a great move anyway because even if it wasn't checkmate, then you have a bunch of pawns up here and they can't deal with these pawns. If you do a discovered check, you can't deal with this pawn. You can't take back because they're in check.
Yeah, so you can just keep eating. Yeah,
discovered moves are always really handy, which is part of why it's useful to put things on these files. But yeah, that was do you want to coach my kids? I think Martin is pretty happy with that.
Wow. We're already meeting Martin's kids. That's so fast.
I know. Well, it's...
when a date goes that well...
I would call that a dream date.
Yeah,
with our chess friend Martin, and that's the end of my beer. How pleasing!
That was fun. That. So, okay, I'm leaving literally chess.com in our load up as potential stream spots.
I love it as a backup. Yeah.
Couldn't
do it every week because I'm not I'm not that good at chess. I'm just better than you are.
Yeah, absolutely you are.
Yeah.
No, this was fun and very informative. I've now learned about the hedgehog.
Yeah.
The benefits and then the dangers, if you leave your defensive pieces behind the fucking hedgehog.
It's the hedgehog is great as an early play because it's a way of making the game smaller in a lot of ways. If you can get a hedgehog up, then you're thinking a lot of the time about light and dark squares, and you can just cut off portions of your brain and not have to think about any intrusion on a white square. So you're only looking at half the pieces on the, half the squares on the board, half the pieces on the board, half the time. So you're kind of, giving yourself room to make less choices. Yeah. Which that's always an advantage.
I need that in chess because the phase space is too large for me.
Yeah.
I get gridlocked a bit. Or I'm like, maybe this move or maybe this piece, like that checkmate that I was stuck on. I kept going back to that knight on the right hand side because I kept wanting to move it.
And honestly, that's a great impulse in this position. If there wasn't a checkmate available, certainly taking pieces on that side of the board and pushing in on that side of the board is advantageous. Mm-hmm. You would consider, if this was a position where you didn't have those bishops up there, you would consider taking the pawn that is defending over here on the right hand side that's defending the one up here, and then you can take with the knight and you can intrude, and then you have both a knight and a queen in the mix. So that you're thinking about it in the right ways. As it turned out, there were quicker intrusions to make, but I enjoyed that a lot.
Cool.
I like this as a go-to thing that we do periodically.
All right, well, I think next week let's give ourselves a bit of a break from games that are emotionally or physically tricky.
Yeah.
And let's play some fucking Commander Keen. That being said, Commander Keen might be difficult, but it is difficult in an old school bullshit platformer way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to be showing you my childhood. I don't remember quite what that game was like.
Let's not get emotionally complex. I'm going to show you my childhood.
That was a flub. That was a huge flub on my part. Whoops.
Oh, what a pleasing time.
Whoops. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Feelings are for nerds. He says, feeling deeply.
I do think, I'm not as disappointed walking away from Braid as I probably should be. But I feel like we weren't getting Braid. And I feel like...
Yeah.
We got chess. We got chess.
Honestly, one of the best things about Braid going wrong this stream is we'd already lost a lot of the momentum.
That's true.
It wasn't week 2. It wasn't like the second session that was also the second week. We were like, oh man, I need to see more of this game because we played it last week and it was really interesting. We already were like, oh shit, this game, how do we play it again? And then it was just very hard to play and laggy and frames were dropped and it was
I really liked the conversations we had in the first session of Braid, and I do it's actually quite watchable.
Oh good.
As a VOD, I can say, as a person that watched back the VOD.
Great. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. I've seen it and you should too.
I was there, so I don't need to watch it.
Yeah. I'm just gesturing kind of wildly at...
Oh, no,
out there.
I presumed you were talking to our noble viewers.
Yes.
I just wanted to insert myself because I'm also here.
I do think that's a cool VOD, and we had some good conversations.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't able to rekindle the magic with the sequel, and that's okay.
Yeah. You know?
Sometimes a sequel doesn't have it.
I have so many feelings about sequels, and let's not get into them tonight. So we'll be back next week with Commander Keen, or if that doesn't work for some fucking reason, maybe Papers, Please?
More chess?
Maybe something. Maybe, yeah, we'll play something. We'll be here.
We'll be here.
Or we won't.
That's true. Yeah. We'll probably be here. We'll be playing games of some kind and talking shit. Yeah. And it will be very pleasing. Yes. Do you have anything else that you're doing that you want to plug, or any support stuff that you want to do, or how are we doing the plug section at the moment?
We haven't formalized that. What I can
Let's formalize it now on stream.
Well, yeah. Why not? Noble viewer. I keep calling them noble. I don't know why. I think I stole it from somebody. It doesn't matter.
I don't think they're noble, but
ignoble viewer. Ignoble viewer. I don't know how to pronounce that. That's fine. I'm only doing a PhD. PhD. My friend Justin here.
Hello.
If you want to find out about how terrible lizards are and how terrible it is to make them out of gelatin and agar and other things that set and go rar from the...
And go wrong.
Yes, they go wrong. Particularly if your freezer/fridge is busted as shit. Please watch, spoilers, Terrible Lizards. Or check out Neptune Today. Or do both. I don't know the links, but I don't need to because they are down in... I presume you're watching this on YouTube. They're in the YouTube links.
You can support me on patreon.com/Neptune Today, and the YouTube link I think still works is tiny.cc/Terrible Lizards, or you can just search for Neptune Today Terrible Lizards in YouTube. This channel is a Twitch affiliate. That's the term, right?
Yep, Twitch affiliate. Yep.
You can sub and do those things, and you can gift subs, and you can do all sorts of fun Twitch things that I don't know the ins and outs of.
I don't know much either. Yeah.
But if you've enjoyed this and you care enough to do that would be a great way of supporting this channel and the work that we're doing here and the other stuff you're doing.
Yeah, and if you want to, if you're watching this on YouTube, which statistically by weight you are, if you could just subscribe to the channel, that would be great. Make sure to ring that bell.
Yeah, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Give it a thumbs up, right? That's the one now.
Yeah, that's true. We've gotten some thumbs up.
It's not a rating out of 5 since about 2008, so it is a thumbs up, I think.
Mates in One, our MTG arena / chess stream that we first forayed into this stuff, has a thumbs down. Just the one, but it's the only thumbs down we've ever gotten, which is fucking hilarious to me. If they're going to thumbs down anything, right? If they want to pierce our hearts.
I suppose the one that was, it was very laggy for the first half of the stream.
That's true.
It's very difficult to watch. I did watch that VOD, and that was...
the one that was a legit mess. That's fucking legit. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Whatever.
Be kind to each other. If the news...
You're great, thank you.
If the news is fucking depressing you at the moment, take a walk, read a book, do something else, chuck on your favourite show, Yeah. Take care of yourself, because the world right now is a goddamn mess.
Yeah. You're great.
Have a good week.
Love you all.
Good night.